Guys, welcome to the video. My health professionals, physios, chiros, osteos, how are we all doing? Today, we're going to run through a content strategy that you can implement in 2024 that can build your 1,000 true fans online, just like I did when I built over 250,000 followers on TikTok under the name Physiotherapists. So guys, I try to make a pretty Notion page for us today that we can go through together. As you can see, that's my artistic design at its best. And by the end of this training, you'll know how to double your impact and influence online so you can build a powerful personal brand that you can leverage into an online business. So guys, a quick introduction for those of you who are new to the channel. My name's Av. I was a physiotherapist for 10 years. I own 2 clinics and I grew to following over 250,000 followers on TikTok under the name Physiotherapists. And here are a couple of pictures to give you a bit of an overview of who I am and what I like and what I do. This is me in Greece. I enjoy travel. I love Europe vibes, great sun, and just great time as well. Everything open till late. My wife, Danny, we've been married for 4 years now. That's my little Physiotherapists account that I grew to a cute little 250K online. A couple of photos from the clinics that I owned, and just a couple of the beautiful human faces that I've been working with as health professionals in this whole online space. That's me in Japan, and then that's me in Dubai. I was born in Saudi Arabia actually, so my birth certificate is in Arabic. So that's a really quick kind of breakdown of who I am and what I do. If you want to learn more about that, there's a masterclass that I have below in this description that you can go check out yourself. It's a free masterclass that you can dive into. So why building a powerful personal brand online is important. As health professionals, as a physiotherapist, we want to make the most impact that we can in our patients' lives and in people's lives. We have knowledge that can change people's lives every single day. And the thing is that if you just stick to the communities that you're in, the suburbs that you're in, you're only limited to a few hundred people. If you go online where thousands, if not millions of people are waiting for you, you're able to reach and impact people at a bigger and greater scale. When I first started Physiotherapists and started creating content on TikTok, I didn't know what was going to happen until my 5th video hit 10,000 views and I started getting so many comments. I started seeing this whole other world that I never knew existed. And I started hitting videos that were doing 9 million views, which I'll show you later, 10 million views, 5 million views. And the amount of people I was able to help, people who didn't have access to physiotherapy, was insane, and it was amazing. As well as going online, when you build this powerful personal brand, it allows you to build that deep connection, trust, and authority in this day and age where there's so many scammers online. And you've probably seen a lot of these online gurus and these people who are pushing a lot of just courses and products that don't actually help people. Building a powerful personal brand allows you to build that trust and connection with your audience. And it's the one thing that you can leverage into, whether you have an in-person business right now, an in-person clinic, or you want to build an online coaching business. It's the one thing that you need to build connection and trust with people so they actually trust you to buy your products and your services. And again, to find your 1,000 true fans. Now, I think a lot of people think that to have a massive following is always the goal, right? To have these 10 million followers on your Instagram page. But the reality is, all you really need is 1,000 true fans online for you to be able to make the huge impact that you need to. Why? Because each person knows at least 50 people, right, that they're connected with. And what happens when you do a good deed? They probably spread your name to those 50 people. Each of those 50 people then know another 50 people each. So all you really need to do is just focus on connection online. Don't worry about the vanity metrics of getting 10 million followers, 10 million likes, 10 million views. Focus on your 1,000 true fans by connecting with one person and really truly helping them with their deepest problems and pains. So why is going online crucial? There was a study done, and for those of you who are going to ask me, where's this study, this and this, I'll see if I can find it. But essentially, 80% of consumers get their health data from social media. And I mean, study or not, this is probably true for most of you who are watching this. Just yesterday, I was on TikTok searching online to see what stomach symptoms I was feeling and what that meant. And when you go into TikTok, which is pretty much essentially the new Google, you can see information from doctors, specialists in the field who are creating very simple, easy to explain content of complex ideas broken down to simple explanations, and also patients and people who have experienced the same things, and even those who have experienced it over the last 10 years. On TikTok, you can find so many communities, you can find so many people who have lived the same experiences as you. So therefore, if you want to be able to build a powerful personal brand online that you can leverage into an online business or drive more traffic to your business, then it's going to be crucial for you to go online, to go where the people are, right? Consumers right now are becoming more proactive with their health. There's more and more people who are trying to learn how can I take care of my own health so I don't have to see a doctor, I don't have to see a specialist. And if you're that person online that they can trust and relate to and go every single week, every Monday, they open up their computer and laptop and see your YouTube video out every single Monday, then guess who, once you drop a product, once you drop a service that genuinely helps people, guess who are the first people to buy that? Your 1,000 true fans, the people you've been able to show up for every single day. And for a lot of you and the health professionals that I'm working with, the reason why they're building their online coaching businesses, their online digital health businesses, is purely because of the fact that they want more work-life balance. So if you're a health professional right now working 9 to 5, and you're finding the burnout is real, like the long hours, the back-to-back patient times that you're doing, online space is going to give you that opportunity to have that work-life balance. It's the reason why I went full-time in my online education business as a physiotherapist, because I wanted to be able to travel, earn, and work. And a lot of the guys that I'm working with now who are building their online coaching businesses in the health and fitness space are doing the exact same thing. I've got a few guys earning between 6 to 11K a month online on top of what they're currently doing in clinic. Some doing an extra 3 to 5 grand a month while they're still studying. There's no real timeline of when the best time is to start is. The main thing is you start now if you want a life that allows you to have that work-life balance as a health professional, which in this new digital era is completely possible and 1000% doable. Okay, so when going online, what are most health pros doing wrong with their content? Well, number one, they're speaking to everyone, not someone. And when you try to speak to everyone, you speak to nobody. I had a conversation with an ex-client of mine who is doing extremely well. And right now he's serving men and women, and his content is trying to serve men and women. And funny enough, he has women clients who are working under him right now who don't watch his content because they think it's too masculine for them and doesn't resonate with them. And that was a perfect example to show you that when you are trying to speak to two types of people, you're probably not going to resonate with any of them, because the thing is that people will only see you and resonate with your message if it's 1,100% directly to them, to their pains and problems, not maybe, a wishy-washy middle. So you always need to make sure that you're either on this end or this end. It's the middle where people start to slip. When you start to create content, when you start to create your messaging, that's just hanging around in the middle between two people, that's when everything starts to crumble. Secondly, I see so many people in this space, and look, it's fair enough, but stop using big words like biomechanics. As much as it's a simple word for us health professionals, biomechanics for people is like the most confusing word they've ever heard, right? They don't know these things. Really dumb down your language and break it down into simple steps. Make it very fun and engaging visually, right? I want to show you an example here on screen. And I'm just going to show you some content piece that I've done in the past, right? So this is a content piece that I did that got 10 million views. And here I'm explaining ankle sprains and also showing on screen a visual of what these ligaments look like. And I'm showing that when you have an ankle tear, a tear of these ligaments, these are the ligaments that you could potentially be tearing, right? And it's very visual. It's very simple. I'm not talking in this. It's very it's very highly engaging. And you don't want to bore people with your content. You want to make it visual. People are visual learners, and when they're on social media, they want to see things, right? It's better to show rather than tell. So really focus on the plain, simple language, the plain, simple instructional videos to really get your content and elevate your content to the next level. Because you know what happens when you start to speak in big languages and big words? You start to attract health professionals and clinicians and practitioners rather than consumers and the people that you want to actually attract. Thirdly, low energy, monotone voice, downer body language. It's just, you got to show up on camera right now. You probably heard that line, right? With Hollywood actors, they say they look 10 times bigger on camera. It's this thing where you want to have more energy in front of camera, because even if you are trying to smile and whatnot, it's probably not going to resonate as much as it does on the other end of the camera or on the other end of the phone. I want you to 10x. I want you to turn up the volume, turn up the temperature of your personality, your charisma on camera, on screen, so that people on the other side can feel it. And when they do, they can genuinely see your authenticity, your personality, and that's what connects with people. Yes, information is important. Yes, it's important for you to teach. I'm going to turn this mic down because I think it's clipping a bit. Yes, it's important to teach, but the main thing is people need to be able to connect with you, and people can know, like, and trust you if they know what your vibe is, if they know what your personality is. So smile, have fun. That's the main thing with your content. Have fun. Doesn't have to be so serious. That's all I did with Physio Bay, and that thing took off for me in 4 months. And that's the thing that I still do till today. That has made me monetize my vlog YouTube channel in the span of 1 to 2 months, right? Be able to grow my vlog Instagram to, I think it's at like 25,000 followers now in the span of like 3 months. And now my personal Instagram, which is the business side, growing that now as well, because it's just more fun. I'm putting more fun into content, all right? And the more that you lean into your fun, you lean into your weirdness, that's where the next level is going to be for you. And I wanted to show you a quick example here while we're on here. So this is a video that I did about back pain and neck pain. Sorry, just back pain on this one. Right, so I'm jumping into screen. I'm really active, I'm loud, I'm big on screen. My hands are, I'm filling up the whole screen as well. Got different colors on screen. Make it fun, make it engaging, right? That's all we really want to see online. That's all people want to see. They don't want to see boring lecture. Like they don't want to feel like they're at university as a student again, right? And pacing of content. A lot of health professionals, a lot of physios, chiros who I work with who go online, their content's very slow. And what I mean by that is that you'll be doing something and it takes maybe 7 seconds for the next scene to come in, or it takes maybe 10 seconds for the next thing to come in. Make things snappy, right? 3 seconds, switch your frames every 3 seconds. Make sure maybe small things like timing of your music, time the drop of the music with a transition, time the transition with the, a certain movement that you're doing in and out of screen. Make sure the pacing of your content is fun, it's engaging, and it's in a rhythm. As humans, we like rhythm. So see if you can keep it to rhythm with the pacing of your content. Okay, so let's get into some tangible stuff. Here are 3 things you can do right now to grow your fan base by thousands over the next 30 to 60 days. And I'm not even joking. Number 1, packaging. Give people what they need by giving them what they want, right? It's that whole ginger and ham story, right? It's if, hypothetically, let's say your dog has fleas. If you give him ginger, the fleas will go, but he doesn't want to have the ginger by itself. You keep trying to feed him the ginger. You keep spitting it out. One day, you get a piece of ham, put the ginger in the middle of the ham, squish the ham up, give the dog the ham. Your dog eats the ham with the ginger in it. Ta-da, next day, the fleas are gone. So the ginger is what people need, but wrap it into what they want. Give them what they want. And packaging is very important. So I've got a diagram here in front of me that I want to go through with you all. So cooking a burger is a topic, right? So let's just take that. Let's say also, hypothetically, it's doing a squat. As you can see, there's so many formats that you can create a video on cooking a burger. A tutorial, a challenge, a breakdown, commentary, vlog, interview, right? So for example, if it's a tutorial, how to cook a burger. If it's a challenge, I made the world's smallest burger. If it's a breakdown, the history of cooking burgers. So you can see if you just substitute this with a squat, with a bench press, with whatever it is you want to educate on, keep in mind the format. And the format's going to be extremely important for you to find traction on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And what you have to figure out is at this current time, what formats are working on Instagram, what formats are working on TikTok, what formats are working on YouTube, and then taking inspiration from those formats, maybe even taking the exact same formats and then putting your topic and spin into those formats. So for example, right now on Instagram, it might be, by the time you're watching this, it might be long gone, but there's a 1-second sound right now that's going viral on Instagram that everyone is using. And that format is what educators are using to keep, education fun. It's also what people in the health and fitness space are using to get in front of people, because now it's a trending format, so it's getting in front of a lot of eyes. So these types of formats, keep in touch. When you're on the toilet, scroll on your phone, see and save, formats that you see over and over again, and try to recreate those formats with your twist and your topic. So packaging is huge because people will only listen if they want to listen, and most people don't like being told what they need. They just want to get what they want, and it's up to you to put what they need in what they want, right? The ginger in the ham, okay? Or the garlic in the ham. Okay, number 2. Where does your audience live and how do they consume? So number 2 is I want you to figure out now who it is that you're serving and where do they live? Are they on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube? Are they not on social media at all? And once you figure out where they live, you can now figure out where they consume or how they consume. So for example, Growing Anna's, I use her a lot with this example, and she does a great job of this. On YouTube, you can look at all the videos on YouTube are just exercise videos, like live exercise videos that you can do with her. 20-minute cardio, 30-minute cardio, upper body strengthening. And then you go into Instagram, it's all food. It's all, hey, this is how you substitute this, bad food for these healthy foods, or this is how you cook or create a really healthy, yummy breakfast. And the reason why she's changed content from YouTube to Instagram is because she knows that her consumers consume content differently on each platform. So on YouTube, she might have an older crowd who are maybe, 40, 50s, maybe 60s. I'm just kind of throwing these hypotheses out there, right? Because I don't know her, obviously, but from what I've seen, a lot of 40, 50, 60-year-olds love watching live workouts, or even mums, in their late 30s, early 40s, love watching live workouts at home because they want to get it in before they pick up the kids, or they want to get it in before they go to bed, right? And on Instagram, they're probably more concerned, they're probably obviously not going to do a live workout on Instagram, but they probably want to know more about, hey, how can I cook some recipes in the morning or lunch or dinner that I can actually have more health benefits with? Very easy to watch, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. You're still in the same niche of health and fitness. And, these two complement each other. If you found her on Instagram, you go to her YouTube. Oh, cool, she's got workout videos. Find her on YouTube, go back to Instagram. Oh, cool, she's got diet videos, right? Or food videos. And this just all builds her brand. So number 2 is, where does your audience live and how do they consume? And once you figure that out, then you can show up on each platform in the most ideal situation, so your most ideal client can find you and want to work with you. And also, follow you and become one of your 1,000 true fans, right? So all of this is brand building. All of this is focusing on brand building. So again, number 1, packaging, very important. Start to package your content in a way that people want to see it. And the best way to do that is go into Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube and start to figure out patterns and trends of what formats you're seeing over and over again. Like I said, there's a 1-second sound right now that's going nuts on Instagram. Number 2, where does your audience live? Once you find out where they live, try to figure out how they consume. If you have 60-year-olds on YouTube, they probably like to consume live exercise videos. But if they're scrolling on Instagram, they probably like the cooking videos. Let's just say, hypothetically, this girl is serving a mum. They're probably on Instagram scrolling, and this is a lot easier to consume than a 30-minute workout video on an Instagram reel. Thirdly, give, and take. The 90-10 rule. This is my favorite rule, and this is something I teach to all my health professionals who are going online, starting their online coaching businesses, because it's super important for you to understand this ratio. Online, we want to continually keep giving. 90% of everything that we do online is to continually give value, and that can be through content, which is free content that we post daily, through guides, through checklists, through planners, things that we can make for our audience that they can download and they can get value from. Once we show up every single week, every single day with free content, then we can go into the 10% of the ask. So all this 90-10 is 90% of the time I want you to be giving, and 10% of the time I want you to be taking or asking, right? But the only way for you to ask with effectiveness is if you've been given enough value for them to say yes. So I want you to imagine you have a battery in front of you and it's filled up to 100%. And every time you ask, you're draining that battery. But every time you give, you're bringing that battery back up to 100%. Now, a lot of people online, a lot of health professionals, they keep asking, right? Buy my program, buy this. They keep draining their battery to the point where their battery is drained so much, their audience is drained so much of you trying to ask them for everything, they're just not going to engage. So for you to get that battery back up to 100%, where they're willing to say, yes, let me buy your product, let me buy your service, let me work with you online, you need to give. Every single week, push a new guide out, a checklist, a planner, live workshops. Make it free or make it a $7 live workshop. What I've done in the past that's worked extremely well is lead magnets. And also paid workshops, but very low ticket paid workshops, like $29, $17, nothing crazy, right? My mentorships obviously are a lot higher than your $17, $29. But what that does, it allows you to give people huge value at low cost or even free cost for them to trust you, know you, and like you, right? And once you've been able to give, this is when you come in with the ask. Once a week, every Wednesday, you say, hey, look, for anyone who wants more, sign up to my newsletter. For anyone who wants more, coaching application. For anyone who wants more, here are my products and services. To give you an example of how I use this with my emails, this is where I would nurture more of the people who are interested in my emails. I'd give them more of a in-depth look of what I do and how I work, some client wins, new things that are on the market. And maybe every now and then the emails say, hey guys, look, if this is something that you feel like you want to really do for yourself in the next couple of months, I'll give them a call to action to either apply for a application form or to DM me to work with me. Maybe I'm opening some slots in the next couple of days. And this is where I do the selling, in the email, on the back end. Your front end with the packaging, right? With the packaging and your content, this is all just to get attention, to funnel them into a list that you own, like an email list, just something that you can tangibly call yours. Which, look, it's a whole nother story in itself. But I really want us to just focus on these 3 things. If you want to really grow your 1,000 true fans this year, focus on packaging your content to a point where Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube push it past to the algorithm because they enjoy the format and the packaging you're doing. Number 2, know what your audience is doing and know where they live and how they consume, and create content for that specifically for each platform, and give 90% of the time. In your stories and your content, just give, but also don't forget to ask, because if you forget to ask, you're just creating content with no monetary benefit. Next steps for you. All I want you to do after this video is this. Every single day, I want you to post one piece of content. Even if it means that you're in a coffee shop and you have to take a selfie video spitting facts for 30 seconds and just posting that nice and raw, right, with no editing, do it. All I want you to build is the consistency and the content habit that you need as a foundation to build, number one, your online personal brand and your 1,000 true fans, but also your online business if that's where you want to go, and also just to drive traction to your services and products. So one content piece a day. And I want you to put that, in your calendar, wherever else. Number two, create online assets. Right now, if you don't have anything to give, I want you right now to take at least half an hour to just create a simple planner, a simple guide that your audience wants. Maybe it could be the best shoes to wear when you're starting out running, right? And you give your top comparison to the top 5 shoes in the market right now. Maybe you're someone helping basketball players jump higher. Give them a really good, simple 15-minute warm-up before they do a big basketball game and session, so they reduce hip, knee, and ankle pain and injury, for example, right? Whatever it is, bundle it up so you can give. And what you can do is keep making these new assets over and over again and just keep giving to recharge that battery. And then when you have that ask, you have a lot more people raising their hands. And number 3, schedule a power hour of conversations with new followers and people engaging with your content daily. Now, I've spoken this in the past on my Instagram a lot. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll leave the link below. I post my stories a lot over there, just diving into deeper things, really small snippets, I guess like mini masterclasses, if you could call it. But essentially, a power hour of conversation every single day is important. Why? Because your followers are real people. You just don't have 1,000 people. 1,000 followers on your screen is not just a number, right? That's 1,000 people. People who have 4,000 followers on Instagram, you take those 4,000 people, you put it in a fucking room, that's a big room. That's a lot of people, right? So see your followers as actual people. So have conversations with them. People who follow you, people who like, comment, have conversations. Obviously, there's different points where if maybe someone who comments is a bit more interested than someone who just likes, right? So there's different stages of engagement with these people. But at least an hour a day, I want you to engage with your followers and people who are supporting you, because the more conversations you have, the more, number one, that you can have insights on what they want more of and what they want next. And secondly, what they're enjoying right now with your content and what they want to see more of. And that in itself will fuel your content strategy. And these are just 3 simple things outside of the 10,000 tools, tricks, and tips and strategies that most people say. These are the 3 things that are going to really move the needle for you, right? Again, packaging, which most people don't know how to do. Understanding where your audience lives, and then give, and take. And that's all you need to do to build enough value, trust, and authority online. Again, guys, if you enjoyed this training, I'm going to do a lot more raw trainings like this. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and also allows me to see whether you like this and you value these types of videos. Otherwise, if there's any other videos you'd like me to create next, please leave them down below. Otherwise, feel free to check out my masterclass, my Instagram down below. We can chat more over there. And thank you so much for watching, and hope you all have a great day. Peace. Much love.